This week, the High Court delivered a judgment that should never have been necessary in a free country. A man burned a copy of the Koran outside the Turkish consulate in London. Yes, he was offensive. Yes, he was provocative. But according to the High Court, he was not committing a crime by burning a religious text because Britain doesn't have a blasphemy law. And yet, the Crown Prosecution Service pursued this case all the way up. Now, the Free Speech Union is calling for the Director of the Public Prosecutions, Stephen Parkinson, to resign. And they're right. Let's be clear about what happened. Hamit Coskun was convicted at Westminster Magistrates Court for a religiously aggravated public order offence after burning a Koran and shouting anti-Islam slogans. The Crown Prosecution Services originally charged him with harassing the religious institution of Islam. That sounds dangerously close to something Britain abolished 18 years ago, blasphemy law. His conviction was overturned at Southwark Crown Court, and now the High Court, in a ruling by Lord Justice Wolby and Miss Justice Obi, has upheld that decision. The message, burning a religious text, is not a crime. That should not be a crime. We do not have blasphemy laws in this country, or at least we're not supposed to. The Crown Prosecution Service insists this was never about blasphemy. They say it was about disorderly behaviour. But here's the problem. If burning a book in public automatically becomes disorderly because people are offended, then we've effectively created a blasphemy law by the back door. Today is the Koran, tomorrow is the Bible, the Torah, a political manifesto, or a copy of Harry Potter. Tim Owen, King's Counsel, made that exact point in court. If setting fire to any book in central London is inherently criminal, then free expression has just been dramatically narrowed, and the High Court clearly wasn't persuaded. Let's not forget something else. Coskun himself was attacked during the protest. He was slashed with a blade, kicked on the ground. The attacker received a suspended sentence. So ask yourself, what message was the Crown Prosecution sending? As Stephen Evans of the National Secular Society put it, a hostile reaction to speech cannot determine whether that speech is criminal. If it does, we no longer have free speech, we have mob veto. The Crown Prosecution Service spent hundreds of thousands of pounds of taxpayers' money on this failed prosecution. They pursued an appeal that the High Court has now decisively rejected. Lord Young of Acton from the Free Speech Union called it a humiliating defeat, and he's right. When the state attempts to stretch public order law into protection for religious sensibilities, that is not a minor legal error. That is a constitutional issue, and leadership matters. The Director of Public Prosecutions is responsible for the direction and priorities of the Crown Prosecution Services. When such a high-profile case collapses at the High Court, after warnings from free speech groups that it was fundamentally flawed, accountability cannot just mean we'll review the judgment carefully. It means consequences. This isn't about endorsing what Coskun said or did. I would actually advise against it. I was against burning any book. I don't think any book should be burned. Books are for reading. You can agree with or disagree with what's written in it. What good does burning a book do? But in a liberal democracy, in a secular liberal democracy, the test of a free speech isn't whether we protect polite opinions or what we agree with. It's whether we protect speech that offends, shocks, or disturbs, as the court itself reaffirmed. So, if the CPS was allowed to redefine public order law to shield one religion from insult, we would be living under a de facto blasphemy regime. This is precisely what Britain rejected nearly 2 decades ago. So yes, after this ruling, serious questions must be asked. Why was this prosecution brought? Why was it pursued on appeal? And why did it take the High Court to restate a principle that should be foundational? If accountability means anything, then the call from the Free Speech Union stands. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Steve Parkinson, should resign. And it should never require a High Court battle to prove that we do not have blasphemy laws. If you believe in defending free expression, even when it's uncomfortable, then share this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.